Yeah, and it's a real growing trend. I think in the past, people used to associate travel with being single and having no one to go with, right? And that's a bit of a myth. There are people that do that, of course.
Welcome to Travel Weekly TV, where we go behind the scenes speaking to the industry's heavyweights. Today we have Ben and Michael from Explore. Welcome.
Hi, Hoda. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Nice to be here.
Thank you for coming. Tell me a little bit more about your roles and what you do at Explore.
Yeah, so I'm the global MD for Explore. Been there 3 years. Business is 43 years old, and I've been in the role for about 3 years.
Yeah, and I'm the regional director for Explore and have the great privilege of leading our business here in Australia and New Zealand.
You must have an incredibly interesting list of travel stories. Can you share a couple?
Well, I was fortunate just post-pandemic in 2022 that I got to do my first Explore trip, and it's a trip that I absolutely loved. We did the hiking Turkey's Lycian Way. The Lycian Way itself is about 540 kilometres, and over the space of a week we do about 70, 80 kilometres of that. And for me, again, it was just out of the pandemic to do my first active trip. It was a walking trip. Was just fantastic. But on a kind of more personal level, I was fortunate at the end of 2019 to do one of our sister brand trips to visit Santa. Santa's Lapland, one of our sister brands. And it's a trip that we often talk about at the dinner table as when we lived in Europe, we had 4 years there, lots of big experiences, of course, but to go and visit Santa in the lead up to Christmas, to see the kids' faces when they opened that letter that they'd written and sent to Santa only a few weeks ago was something we'll never forget. It was an amazing family trip.
How special. And what's really special is creating memories with local communities. And I know you do quite a lot around sustainability, but that's quite a loose blanket, right? Can you give me some examples of what you do?
I mean, people chuck around this phrase sustainability because it's a catch-all phrase that every company says that they're sustainable. How true that is once you look under the bonnet, there's varying degrees of truth to that. But I'd say after 43 years, we've always been about treading lightly, seeing the world, with a light touch, visiting local communities, making sure that the money we spent supports those communities. So that, for me, is where sustainability starts, is you're giving people an amazing experience, but you're adding to the benefit of the communities in which you travel through. Now, obviously, as sustainability has evolved, and the global crisis around warming, it's become a slightly bigger thing now, right? Because travel is potentially seen as something that's harmful for the planet. And it is in many ways. You can't get around the fact that if you want to see some of these amazing destinations, you have to fly and you have to munch a lot of carbon to get there, right? It's not a great thing. So for us, sustainability is around how can we give people the same travel experiences that we had the benefit of growing up, because it helps form you as a person, I think. But not damage the planet, right? And it's a tough balance, and we're still working it out, and we're very reliant on the airlines to evolve, with sustainable aviation fuels, and eventually hydrogen will come in. But the part we play is that we're starting to reduce the carbon per person. So we're signed up to the Glasgow Declaration. We reduced our carbon footprint 7% per person this year, so we've got pretty ambitious targets around that.
Wow.
It means perhaps travelling by train a bit more, not taking so many internal flights, obviously getting rid of terrible things like plastic straws and plastic bottles, totally unnecessary things that just destroy the planet. So sustainability is a really big term, but it's something that's in our DNA and something that if we didn't commit to, we wouldn't be able to uphold the principles on which we sell the promise of our experiences to our travellers.
In terms of sustainability, there's lots of local communities that really benefit from travel. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you do with local communities?
Yeah, I'll start and then maybe Ben can sort of embellish it a bit. I mean, we travel to places where you wouldn't go as a normal tourist. If you flew into somewhere and just walked around the main touristy areas, we go off the beaten track. So what we mostly do for local communities is we bring travellers to those communities where it enriches the economy, because we're people who don't get they don't get that mass tourism. So, and if you run a small restaurant somewhere in, I don't know, Cambodia or wherever you like, having that traveller come to you is really important for the economy, and that economy then benefits the wider town or the village. So the impact you can have, even as a relatively small business in terms of the numbers of travellers you take, we don't take millions of passengers, we take 30, 40,000. The impact of that on lots of small places is quite profound. you know, and
Absolutely.
it contributes to the local economy, education, etc. And then to support that, we have a foundation which supports, when things like the Moroccan earthquake, we're able to raise a lot of funds very quickly. You know, within the space of 3 days, we raised about $100,000. We were able to directly give that to relief funds in Morocco, which was, that's a real impact. And then the other thing we do is we support projects around the world in terms of contributions financially. So a customer contributes, we'll match their contribution, and then we find projects around the world and we economically support those projects. And of course, the impact of that is then spreads out, and then they're able to educate more people can get into work. So it's a kind of a circular economy thing, and it works really well. And that's the flip side of sustainability. You know, people say traveling is bad because you use a lot of carbon, but your impact on GDP, particularly for developing countries, if they didn't have that tourism, they wouldn't be sustainable in terms of their financial well-being. So there's two sides to that coin, right? And it's getting that balance right over the next few years that will be the interesting thing, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we use local guides. We say at local properties, local accommodation, so that we know that the money's staying in destination as well. And our group sizes are average 8 to 11, so really small enough to get into the heart of a region and into those local communities, but big enough to still meet fellow travellers from around the world.
Explain to me the initiative that you have around solo travellers. Solo
travel is a big part of our business. Over 60% of our travellers are solo travellers, and I think that the great thing about travelling on an explore trip is you've got like-minded travellers. You're travelling in those small groups. You've got safety taken care of. It's hassle-free, and you can meet people from all around the world. So 60% of our travellers, as I said, are solo travellers, and about 80% of those are female travellers who also prefer their own room. But if you're travelling with us, you don't need to pay any more. You can pay for your own single room and pay that single supplement. But if you're travelling with us as a solo traveller, you'll be shared with somebody of the same gender and still have that memorable experience, of course, and not have to pay anything more for it.
What's one piece of item that goes into your suitcase that you just cannot travel without?
For me, it would be my runners. It's a simple thing, but I love when I get to a new destination to go for a run, for a walk, dust off the jet lag, orientate myself in that new city or new destination, and get out there and start meeting local people and having a look around that new destination where I am. So for me, it's runners.
Runners. Okay, that's the only thing I always forget to pack. But yes, I always forget to pack those.
Okay.
What about you?
Headphones.
Right.
Because you have music, right?
Yes.
Wherever you are, you're in a movie, right? You put music on over somewhere awesome. It's like you're in a movie. You're in your own personal movie. So I just take music everywhere.
I love it. Is there a particular travel memory that really sticks with you, and that's why you're in the travel industry today?
I'm flying over actually the Okavango Delta in a 4-seater plane on my 40th birthday. I was asked what I would like to do for my birthday, and I said I would like to fly over the Okavango Delta and then sit next to a watering hole drinking gin and tonics. So they arranged. So I flew over the Okavango
I love that you had
Delta.
to think about that too.
So-
I've got so many. Which one do I pick?
Yeah.
Doing that.
But it was amazing. I'm in a 4-seater plane, Okavango Delta. The pilot let me fly for a bit. Well, I think I was flying. And then we landed, and then the gin and tonic, and I'm watching buffaloes and
that's
giraffes. That stays with you forever, right? That's money can buy that, but the memory of that will just stay with me forever.
That's incredible. So thank you so much for coming along to our little humble Travel Weekly office. Is there a website that travel agents can go to find out more or get in touch?
Yeah, absolutely. So exploreworldwide.com.au. We obviously work with fantastic partners, ETC, Evolution Travel Collective, here in supporting our trade partners across Australia. I'd visit website, and we've got a whole bunch of agent resources there which are available, social media tiles, training, webinars, our brochures. We've got a fantastic sell 5, get 1 free incentive running in the market at the moment. Check out the website or get in touch with our team or with the team at Evolution Travel Collective.
Great. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks,
We've
Hoda.
really enjoyed
Cheers.
it.
And thank you for watching Travel Weekly TV.